very slow damage over time, so it's not as crazy at bursting down a refraction as you might think. But I mean, these days it's very hard to find a TA game that's just perfect, when there's no damage over time and there's so many easy targets to kill. So there's always going to be something that you have to play around. And this game will be the Senking the Shrek. And at the same time, you'll have a pretty easy time killing them if you get the drop on them. Especially the Shrek, of course, very squishy, especially towards this big physical damage burst that TA can pull out. And sinking to some extent as well. But yeah, this is certainly a bit of a different game plan for TNC than it was in last game. Last game was all about making sure that the Spectre stays alive and gets big. This game, it is about just meeting any sort of aggression from Team EVOS head on. And yeah, just snowballing them, basically. That's the definition of Templar Assassin. Razor to some degree as well, right? You need to be able to stay ahead of the curve or else you just feel like a glorified range creep. If you just don't have the fancy utility, then you get burst down by some like burst strike, epicenter kind of play. So, let's see if TNC can pull this one off. Or whether EVOS can tie up the series 1-1. For now though, we've got a quick pause. Hopefully everything's alright. Take a look what the plans are here. There is a smoke available here for White Moons, so looks like they just want to go out, smoke up around the tier 2 and then invade the Radiant jungle. Trying to think about what this back and forth is going to be looking like. I mean, obviously it's going to be around this night timer. So, TNC, again with Xepher and the Night Stalker, they'll want to let's get as much done during that as possible. And on the flip side, EVO is going to try and take advantage of when it's daytime. There's a bit of synergy there as well, or anti-synergy, depending on how you look at it, with the Luna having extra nighttime vision. So it's actually a pretty big deal. One of the big advantages of Night Stalker is this extra vision that you get, and at the same time the vision that you limit on your opponent's side. But if you have a hero like a Luna, oh god, goodbye Shakira. Oh, of course it's Shakira. It's always Shakira who dies first. Hashtag stop dragon abuse. But just having that extra bit of nighttime vision from something like a Luna or a Slark, I believe he still has that, is it's going to go a long way to mitigate that. Okay. Are you actually going to aggro lane this? Looks like it right now.
The battle begins.
We're gonna pay mid against the TA, still makes sense. And Naville on that Dragon Knight, making his way up towards the top lane, yeah. That's one way to do it. I mean, Razor again, decent against the Luna and like an even lane matchup, but you have Senking the Shrike, that's a lot of stun. You have a decent amount of extra right click here just with the Luna Blessing. And you have a Night Stalker who's he can tank up a few hits. That's really all he provides early on. And then Jakiro is also has limited damage output. There we go again. White Moon, follow up stun, gets them too. A few extra hits. Already we're seeing them having to play very careful. More careful than they probably want here on this Razor. Doesn't mean Clockwork should have a decent enough time to get his levels up from top. Like, there's not really a whole lot that Dragon can do to zone him out. But Xepher, oh, been quite low. There's a Mango available if they have to wait for another burst strike cooldown, but yeah, for now, just seem happy forcing out that region. There's a decent amount of tangos though between all of them. So this story is not completely written just yet, but again, worth keeping an eye on this lane. I mean, this is the only lane where something would happen, right? Again, top, no one's really going to die on either side unless someone like really messes up. Same for mid, really. At least not now. Rune being secured. DD here for Xepher, alright. That'll help. Spotted out by White Moon though. So should be able to keep him at bay. One difference here in these lanes is that it's been great. Burst strike in the back, follow up stun. Screen cares to make sure they keep away from Logic. He can't exactly fight efficiently now with static link draining damage. But one thing worth noting is that everyone on the side of Sty here in this lane has a stick to work with. But on the other side it's only Xepher. Jakiro doesn't have enough money now, so wants to walk to the side shop, but oh, okay. Almost the kill that is finally. It's not exactly first blood though, because apparently someone messed up mid. Facehugger gets a solo kill against inYourdreaM. What I expected, but hey. Bit of help from the creeps, I believe. So I didn't actually hear that first blood sound. Curious to see how this lane develops here when the nighttime hits. I mean, that's the other effect of this though, like, because you're forcing a defensive trial lane, and like you initially blocked up some of these camps, so there's not been a lot of pulling going on just yet, which also means that Xepher does not get a lot of extra experience.
Top tower is under attack.
Try and go for it now, and it should be successful. If you can dodge a lot of that impact in the first nighttime, you're off to a good start when it comes to dealing with Night Stalkers. And there we go again. First strike, follow up, and easy kill. Would have damage being drained by the Razor, so can't really continue that aggression as easily. Unless they find someone out of position. Oh, Tycho. Looks like he's wants to bait a little bit. Nice little side pull being done, actually. What? Never mind. Somehow that they didn't aggro towards the creeps. Okay. Once again, Burst Strike actually missing though. Now the turnaround Tycho dropping super low. With the follow-up dual breath, they get that one kill. White Moon also super low. There's a couple of stick charges to work with, so maybe wants to need to bait around a little bit. He has to pop it now, working up against Xepher in 4th of 8. Oh, he's the one being burst struck up though, followed with the split earth. Delve in a little bit too deep. And Logic has his own stick to work with as they dive in the tower. Trying to get the damage over time, and it's just barely enough onto the Luna. Xepher, he's not done yet. He's level 3, and one nuke would be enough to finish off the Leshrac. Oh, would it be Xepher? Oh. Living life on the edge, Logic is back, and he's flying, he's nuking, he's right-clicking. At what cost? Well, the cost of his life. He got more money for White Moon, or White Mon, not White Moon, than Logic did for him, so worth? I don't even know at this point. I don't even know. Let's come to this already in mid. TA stacking up Ancients for herself. That's always a nice thing though, like, no matter if you lose or win mid, as TA you can always fall back on that. And right now, despite the death, At the very least, you sitting at the same amount of last hits. Down bottom. Final Jakiro again. This time they lead off with Split Earth. It also worked, but also Face Saga with a big Sonic Wave. Secures that kill and also setting up for more perhaps. 4 for 8. Doing a lot of damage. Salving up in the meantime. So far so good. Jakiro keeping back in. They find the Burst Strike and Xepher instead. Toku is get the hell out of there. And hope to God that the tower is not aggroing on top of him, but it is. Last tower shot putting him over the edge with the damage over time. 1 for 3-7. And the credit for that kill. So 2 for 1 in the end. The action continues. Yes, yeah. Even on the top lane, things just run their course. Clockwave level 6 though now. Can't start thinking about rotating around.
Incoming.
Trying to maybe shift the map a little bit in this bottom lane with a hook shot. Same as Queen of Pain did. With that Sonic Wave. Xepher. Oh. No boots yet on Sand King, so it's actually kind of hard to get in range against a Night Stalker here at nighttime with boots. Alright. EVOS. So far they're leading in terms of kills, but not so much in terms of net worth. Get one more, perhaps. There it is, the hook shot coming through. Okay. But things around is infected. White Mon will end up dropping very easily indeed, and actually get the Sand King push, so he'll be fine. I think this is the point where you have to call this quits. And say, nope. Luna, you need some levels, you need some farm. Yeah, for now though, Wayne. Will also doing quite a good job just working away at this tier 1 tower, so it's ripe for the taking with the next push. So you can also start thinking about rotating out the Dragon Knight. I mean, he's gotten quite a lot out of this top lane for himself. So just like you'd expect the Clockwork to start roaming around, Dragon Knight also in a similar position here. Might need powers elsewhere. But for now, 1437 and Xepher. Don't know what they can do up here. It is daytime now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's no way they kill him. Yeah, so especially if he's starting to walk back already anyway. Right, EVOS just 9 minutes in. They're still aggro tri-laning. No care in the world. As I say that though, alright, they're smoking up. Drawing a line towards mid lane. Let me get inYourdreaM. This max out refraction. Will trap set up in mid. Smoke will break here. They should realize where he's at, but not the easiest. I think it might have also been scouted out by this observer ward. So he knew exactly what was going on, so he'd rather just farm up the jungle instead. Very safe, cool, calm, and collected. Just a little bit behind the Queen of Pain still from Xepher, but not too far. Maybe a little bit more now. He can actually get the kill, and he can with one more right click. Oh, one more Scream of Pain. Because right clicks were just completely drained away from him at that point. But yeah, kill on Razor is a kill on Razor, so more success in his bottom lane. So that's something that TNC will have to address in a different way here. 458 does have face boots to work with at the very least. So, but he's fallen off quite a bit, which does mean that inYourdreaM has a lot more pressure on him to perform. With these intermediate items, power trade, swing of Aquila, so no straight up Desolator Rush or something. Which does mean that he needs a little bit more time himself. For that, ideally you have some more ancient stacks.
Radiant structures are
When he has got that one stack, he's gonna make another one
tower is under attack.
on these ancients.
Regeneration.
7 didn't get in range to get the other one at the time, I believe. finally sent the logic elsewhere. It's about time. There's some free money up here.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, this could turn into something actually. Xepher NK. Try to find someone. Oh god. And find kYxY, follow up with silence into the hook shot. He's actually in a lot of trouble with the ice path too. Didn't have enough damage. He can get the blink out just in time, but the damage over time was there from the Jakiro, and they also get White Mod. Toiku on the run as well, but I don't think he'll make it either. Beautiful. It is the power of nighttime, just catching them out. Oh, even top lane. Razor dived the Luna, solo killing her. Quite get the Eclipse off by the looks of it, so hey. All of a sudden, TNC turning it up, and well, the later you get your kills, the better, because they tend to be worth more. And especially in a situation like this, I mean, EVOS, they're hiding inside these trees, waiting for someone to show in lane to pounce on. But instead, they're the ones who get caught out first from an unexpected angle, the instant silence, and slow and follow-up damage on the pain. Taking hold of the fight essentially before she could do anything, and now look what the track is doing up there. Kind of wadding mission? I guess. Did get one down, but not sure how long that'll survive actually. It is hunting time, still 3 more minutes of night. Even an arcane rune on Night Stalker, this is very scary. Excuse me.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Put impression on logic if you want.
Ideally,
Ideally you group up with the Clockwork to have that same kind of combo again, just because solo killing is not easy at the best of times on a Night Stalker, unless you have some really squishy target to go for, like the Shrek.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower
They're
has fallen.
using these movements just to make sure their top lane is safe. Maybe they can find a target of opportunity here, but logic. Essentially what, so he knows that there's no trap or anything right there with him. Pops the Eclipse, just turns this around, but inYourdreaM, he's tanking all of it. Slows are there, couple of right clicks, silence just for good measure, and yeah, that's what happens when you're all alone, way too far out at night.
Swiftly to the temple's defense.
Yeah, I think these movements here, plopping up down all of this vision on from the Radiant side. Just secure this top part of the map, make sure that this lane can keep pushing in. 1437 gets a little bit of extra reinforces himself, and at the same time, the silence, the slow, this is just exactly what you would expect out of the draft, and exactly what I said about the Queen of Pain. Very susceptible to this Night Stalker. Even at level 1, that's a 5-second silence during the night, which might as well be an eternity in Dota. So until you get some sort of defensive item, this is just always what's going to happen, and these... Yeah, I mean... Started off with the Oblivion Staff, but then realizing that he just cannot get away with that. You need the duels. I don't have to say anything. inYourdreaM now stealing ancient stacks on the other side. Ugh, that was for Luna. Mimo up top. Nice team engagement there. kYxY is, and that follow burst strike onto the Razor. They have all the stunts that they need and all the damage to actually get the kill. Okay. So that is the one saving grace for EVOS, that they're able to keep this Razor down just as much as their own cores are slowed down, if you will. It's only really inYourdreaM who's starting to get out of control, halfway towards a Blink Dagger. This tower will certainly also help in that regard.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Thing is, like, there's always a way to deal with the Templar Assassin,
Radiant structures are fortified.
but can you deal with her before she kills your entire team? Or can you deal with her without expending the resources that you need to repel the rest of TNC, however lower farm they might have? I mean, at daytime it gets a little bit easier, obviously, but it's also the clockwork that you need to deal with. Was always a threat, especially with that blade mail, especially against who's like Luna, who just have to be a lot more careful about how they use their clips. But now he can't even do that because he's in this. Start to right click away, the glaives will bounce. It's a solo kill. You're offlane, just solo kills your carry. Not even breaking the sweat. Half expected Xepher though, just pop his ultimate. Try and go for the kill, but holding on to it for now. You already see TNC already establishing the similar kind of map control that they did in the last game. Constantly playing on the dire side of the map and just poking and prodding. EVOS, they're not ready for that at all. They're just being picked up one by one. Just trying to find the farm, trying to play like almost the solo game, the pub game, without really having any idea of how to meet this kind of aggression. How to deal with this very dangerous Templar Assassin. Let's finish up the Blink Dagger, sitting at almost 10k net worth. And another 1,000 gold to the bank. With all the space, all these towers going down, even 458, he's killed a couple of times, but he's recovered quite nicely too. Right on par with the Queen of Pain now, in terms of net worth. She switched from... it doesn't actually go for the Yules. She wants an Orchid. I mean, it is dangerous. I almost want to say that it's necessary. Because, like, I mean, there's a couple of ways to deal with it. Either you go defensive and try and farm up in Turtle, which they don't really have the best lineup to do, right? You don't have really good high ground defense that doesn't actually put you in danger. You have to get pretty close to the creep, you have to get rid of it. And, okay, there we go. A quick kill on Whitemon. Although not wanting to try and help, and there's a burst strike though with a Sonic Wave, but Nightstalk is still safe. Now under the shrine, he'll be healed up immediately. And this was very ambitious. Very ambitious. Daytime or no, this guy is sitting at 2k health points. Not bursting down very easily. And they learned that the hard way. The shrine was there to make sure that he survives through all that, and well, the rest of TNC also able to turn things around and get a few extra kills on top of that little track. And now straight into Roche. It's just looking way too easy for them at this point. Agents in hands of the Templar Assassin. Ugh. I mean, is there any reason not to go high ground right now? But to nighttime. Hit macro pie again in 30 seconds. Bottom lane, no. Maybe you want to push that in. Like the only thing you can think of right now. There's gonna have to be some sort of miracle team fight on high ground for EVOS. That's all I can really think of. I mean, they're level 2 Eclipse. Doesn't get blade mail or something. Maybe that'll help you burst somebody down. But who would that be at this point? I mean, the only one that you really need to kill is the Templar Assassin, but she has the Aegis. The other one would be Razor, but he has a BKB. So unless you chain lock him down without the TA killing everybody that's trying to kill the Razor, like, it's not easy by any means. Xepher, especially if you lose people initially here. They have some extra vision. They have the what? That's a short range blink. Oh, not that it would matter. I think it would have been able to reach up north too. At least Sanking got out, I guess. Really sorry, I'm painting a very dark picture, a very grim picture here for EVOS, but I mean, it's not like they don't have team fight. They still have Burst Strike, Epicenter, pretty good. He actually almost has a Blink Dagger saved up, so maybe that's a thing that catches TNC off guard. They lose one too many heroes, but never mind. Top lane's being pushed in, so they will get a tier 2 here. They have to find HighGround. They have to find a way. New paintings back. Sanking does not want to buy back right now. I have to hold on without him for 15 seconds. Live already used. Will be a dead tier 3. Hit directly away straight to the middle racks. Desolator also extremely helpful with these kind of building pushes, and yeah. Let's get the objectives and get the hell out. Or maybe not. Fake back. And none the wiser, but they're smart enough to just assume that just charging blindly after them is probably not the best idea.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
inYourdreaM, he had the BKB queued up earlier, but now he's just going for the Orchid himself. He wants to tease Queen of Pain, trying to finish up the Orchid before he can, but might actually be able to do that. Oh. One down, first strike, but again it's on the tankiest target. Hulk coming in from the side. That's Queen of Pain dead, and all just dying one by one. What do you say to that? Brutal, savage, wrecked. Absolutely taken down. 4 of them on the sidelines, and it's an open invitation to just visit their homestead once again, claim another set of racks. Vector regen will be stopped in just a couple of seconds, and well, they'll have one more round, one more fight with the Blink Dagger, Blink Burst Strike Epicenter available. Have to give up this mid ranks. They don't have DK, but they will have that one fight. Will it be enough? Is it possible? I highly doubt it. Again, I hate. Oh god, yeah, this is even so obnoxious. Like, you can't even blink if you're trapped up. He's almost dead to the void at the end. Like, can't even get in range with enough health points to spare. But you have to make a play now. The dust is there for a Vil. TNC not giving them an opening at all. See Toiku somewhere else, so they go back in base. BKB running down a Vil, super slow, no way out of this one, no 4 stars to save him. In the meantime, inYourdreaM, Super Objective based gaming, that is mega creeps. Not even 25 minutes in, and GG will play this call. EVOS just outclassed up against the TNC Tigers in this game. Which does mean that lose the series 2-0. They will drop down to lower bracket here in ProDota SCA. And TNC obviously moving on in the upper bracket. They will meet the winners of our next series, Clutch Gamers versus Source Code. That will be the second matchup in the upper bracket. Losers that also going down to the lower bracket. The winner of that facing up against TNC at some point in the future. On June 3rd, actually, that's where that particular game is scheduled for the time being. So, again, maybe something that you would have expected here, just looking at the pedigree of these names, like 1437, K, of course, kYxY hiding behind that, so very well-known names indeed. EVOS, just not enough pizzazz, and not enough decisiveness, right? It felt like they were just giving up everything to TNC, like the entire game they just danced to their fiddle rather than being able to accomplish anything themselves. But yeah, it's me done for this series. We'll see when the